Okay, let's go for the second game in here. It's gonna be right about now Water in Hole, so the home for the ATs of Death. Gonna be playing Ra Oranos Odin against Ra Gaia Oranos. Let's see if it's gonna be like the same attempt. I don't exactly assume that so much, and that much. So, there we go. She's gonna be right about now Brickhead spawning all the way to the bottom. Apparently he's gonna be learning Oranosis today in these games. And he's gonna be having Shelty on the left flank, or on the left flank, well, on his left flank. But Brickhead is going to be right now flank player himself. Therefore, Shelty is gonna be in the pocket. And it's gonna be kinda unlikely that he should be right about now the one who potentially is gonna be shifted upon. But yeah, well, you never know. Maybe it's gonna be yet again him. He seems to be basically like a magnet to all those kinds of weird strategies and anything like that. And of course you are on Watering Hole, which should be quite a haven for the Egyptians. So maybe it would be a bit of a shame for Lego James to be throwing away his chance on some kind of good game as he did in the last one. As at this stage he's gonna be in the pocket and having quite a lot of gold mines, of course, and safe funds as well. So it's gonna be open for an interesting gameplay overall. You're gonna be, of course, right about now watching all around, and it's gonna be probably a bit of a booming game, as it usually is on Watering Hole. You can see even the Gaia chose another choice for Hippophae, aka I Go Wonder, is kind of inviting towards that possibility. It's probably gonna be some kind of archaic TC or whatever like that. But since he is against the town center of Oranos, aimed right, or rather manned right about now by Brickhead, it's gonna be really important for him to properly scout. If, for example, Brickhead is gonna be aiming for the back TC himself, because if he wasn't, and he was really aggressive, then the second TC for the Gaia in the Archaic could be kind of backfiring, as he might not be exactly ready for the aggression that might be coming from the Oranos. Cheaper siege weapons are right about now already up. Now, so you're gonna be having a bit of a pause. And of course, plenty of hunt, plenty of gold for absolutely everybody. Nobody should be having any kind of problems on this map. Most players seem to be having actually even a back gold. For example, Shelty or other Joe on the left side is going to be playing against Too Fast this time around. As opposed to Logo James from the first game. And we're going to be apparently resuming already. And the combination of the gold all the way through back here together with the settlement is going to be definitely nice. And kind of just inviting for 2 TC Fast 3 Heroic. So I'm thinking that might be something that we're going to be seeing. If you have seen the community games that I have streamed on Wednesday, then you might be possibly knowing that this map has been played, for example, by Joe, and he went for like faster mythic with Zeus in there, and he was facing Goldline, who was going quite greedy play, about like 4 or 5 TCs against him, which of course worked because of the fast mythic. So basically gave him all the time that he wanted in the game. And even though otherwise it would have been punishing him, it worked rather nicely. But I'm kind of curious if Joe maybe is going to be inspired by something like that. Trying to really go aggressively for the front TC. Maybe even going for the one from the enemy. It's going to be really curious. But considering that Hippophae is going to be Oranos, it really, or rather Hippophae, Too Fast is going to be Oranos. It's probably not going to be all that easy in there, all that much. Apparently it's going to be pretty much the same strategy in the end for Lugo James. I'm not entirely right about now certain what's going to be happening in there as well. Not entirely certain why they would be actually fielding such players in here. Yeah, well, it's depending, or it's up to the teams if they want to be having such kind of fun. Yeah, well, you can be having what kind of fun you want in RTS League as far as it's within the rules, and it kind of is. You can be basically doing what they can. And maybe they're gonna be even having a bit of fun against Shelty yet again in the end. And therefore Shelty should be trying to advance a bit faster, because he might be in for a bit of a surprise, as the Pharaoh Hatshepsut is already coming forward. And that it definitely is kind of looking like that maybe he could be heading into a bit of a fun, as he's already heading for the temple for like 430 advance yet again. It really seems to be heading that way. As all the way here on the right side, so far we don't exactly see the Archaic TC for Hippophae. Seems to be playing rather normally. And, well, maybe they could have, if they actually coordinated properly with the shifting sense and whatever like that, they could be going for the Forest Fire. Therefore, they would be needing some kind of Odin or Thor for the Forest Fire. That could have been some kind of nice combination. But so far, that's not exactly coming. You can see Brickhead gonna be protecting himself in case he was the one who's gonna be targeted this time. And, well, advancing at about 440 still, so definitely not the easiest or the fastest advance. 430 exactly in the end, not gonna be really that much delayed in there. Shelty so far is gonna be taking his sweet time, maybe he's gonna be just a bit too late. And the Pharaoh seems to be heading ever so slightly through bottom. It's not exactly right now aiming for Shelty, so maybe Shelty is gonna be dodging this kind of bullet. There's gonna be apparently even monumental villages. Plenty of villages going right about now for gold. And yeah, well, still a bit of hunters all the way here. But this is quite a lot of villages still going for the gold. So maybe it really is going to be the same as we have seen in the last game. You're gonna be seeing pretty soon, I guess. As he's gonna be maybe even just having a bit of fun with the crocodile. There's a relic for 2 lions. We will appear at your temple. He definitely wouldn't be able to right now take it home back to a safety of his base. As right about now, Green is gonna be sending at least a few piggies to his teammate. You can see the villagers are coming in there. Yep, he's going for the same thing right about now. And let's see if it's gonna be slightly better this time around. Prometheus, Ptah, Freya, Shelty is advancing here again. He's gonna be right now having a bit hard time of that. And so yeah, well, if he's gonna be right now the Go James actually shifting into this position on the map, then there's not much of a chance actually for him. You can see even the goatees or other goatees piggies are gonna be well prepared in there. And the Pharaoh with the relic just kind of scanning around. It doesn't seem there should be much of a chance that anybody is going to be coming for Shelty. Yeah, this is not a good idea. Brickhead is well prepared for exactly the shenanigans. Yeah, well, it's exactly what you don't want. Even the piggies fly. The pig actually stuck in here. What the hell? The pig literally stuck right about now. I cannot exactly turn it around all that much because my scroll wheel is not working. That stuck pig in there. Holy damn. But anyway, this is of course quite a solid disaster for Logo James because Brickhead is not gonna be able, or rather Brickhead is not gonna be allowing him to be doing anything at all. So this is going to be right now pretty much 2-0 for the Teeth of Death. Not gonna be really taking all that much. And hopefully we're gonna be seeing some full games in some other matches. They are still going to be following today. But yeah, well, this one. You can see that they are not exactly his teammates all that happy with what he was going for. This was basically doomed to fail from the very beginning. As well, Brickhead was well prepared for exactly what is going to be coming. And he's gonna be completely slaughtering the red completely and utterly. As they're gonna be apparently having at least a bit of fun. Going to be giving us a bit of a fight in with 2 versus 3. But this time it's gonna be a bit more challenging as there's a bit of a fight on the left side with Joe trying to go for the 2 TC faster heroic. Fairly standard build up. As you can see, he's having even a bit of a guard right about now on the Sphinx. And it doesn't seem like that yellow should be having enough armor in there. Just going with the Turmas should be really way too slow with the empowerment already coming in there. As well, to the bottom, everything has been killed for the teal player and for the red player rather. As teal is gonna be completely safe, well, for the time being. But he also does have an army and seems to be heading exactly into Hypoface base, who's gonna be right now finishing with the second TC. He's already in the next age. And with the farm, so he was potentially hoping that he could be getting some kind of extra advantage from the rain, but that's not exactly going to be happening here. Maybe a bit later, at least from Joe, but his teammate Lego James is not gonna be giving him that kind of assistance. So Lego James this time around, it's going to be a bit different, as he is not really giving up. I can kind of guess what this is going to be ending to be already. As the front TC is gonna be coming for Shelty, as the pocket player, back TC is gonna be so far made for Brickhead all the way there, but in the meantime he's gonna be at least scouting in the front TC of Hippofay, aka I Go Random, or rather I Go Random, I Go Wonder. And he seems to be well prepared right about now for whatever his opponent might be coming for. It really seems to me that Shelty is gonna be right now fully defending against Too Fast, and he's gonna be basically letting I Am Joe doing whatever he wants. So far empowering at least right now the food, and he doesn't seem to be really going into the farms either, Azra, so it's kind of interesting. He doesn't have the resources right about now for the advance, or has he already clicked? No, he hasn't. Lone Wanderer obviously for all those Wolf Sags is gonna be of course helpful at least a bit, as the Valkyrie, yeah, receiving quite plenty of damage in here in the middle, and trying to go after the citizens all around from Hippofay, but Hippofay is having plenty of army. Quite nicely guarding right about now the Sentry Tower. But is that the Forest Fire still? Yes, that is. Shelty still does have the Forest Fire, so potentially this could be easily killed without any kind of effort whatsoever. As right about now, oh yeah, that is going to be the Carnivora stopping the TC at least for the time being, but Brickhead is definitely going quite aggressively for it. And it seems to me that he's going to be having a bit more of a problem with that than he maybe potentially thought, as Hippofay should be having enough army to deal with all of this. Okay. What is this actually going to be exactly? We kind of know what this is probably supposed to be, but otherwise we don't know what is actually granary art in here. And yeah, well, Shelty is gonna be right now heading with plenty of army all the way through back, because there has been a bit of a scouting by the two Sphinxes exactly on the settlement. And those two must basically push those Sphinxes back. So this TC should be kind of finished, even though it's gonna be fairly close. It's going to be done. No problem, those Usaks are not gonna be even with Lone Wanderer quickly enough. Are they quick enough? Exactly in there with the Skrailen with his nice brown cape in there as well. So far, Joe finally switching into farming. He's gonna be probably switching into rain fairly quickly as well. And it's gonna be resulting into not much of a surprise in there from him. But Shelty is definitely taking the game quite aggressively. And it seems to me that Too Fast is gonna be having quite a bit of a problem actually getting outside of his base sometime soon, as this is not really going to be all that complicated apparently for a player of Shelty's qualities to be holding out in there. So far here through bottom, Hippophay is gonna be doing what he can to stall Brickhead's TC, because well, once the TC is gonna be up, then obviously Hippophay is gonna be pretty deep trouble. Just gonna check the up gates if what is going on. Is he having that many goats? Or rather piggies? Well, he's having at least a few piggies, so for that the husbandry could be useful. But otherwise obviously it's not gonna be doing anything for an Atlantean, as they don't need any kind of gathering spots all that much, as apparently even Shelty is going to be taking the front DC. This one seems to be quite a tight battle. Slightly better going for Brickhead, so maybe in the long run he's going to be actually making it. At this point, the plant is going to be one of the most important things to actually stop this altogether. As all the way through the top, this DC is probably going to be finished, no problem. Yeah, this is going to be just basically keeping Too Fast inside his base. He's going to be having very limited chances of basically going anywhere around. And you can see Sphinxes still continuing raiding, but those are probably going to be disrupted. You can see Too Fast is exactly heading for the villages in there. That's all the way to the top. Just gonna be just finishing what this is going to be. Not entirely certain, maybe somebody in the chat is going to be having some better idea a bit. As the TC here to bottom for Brickhead is finally done, as apparently Hippophay is gonna be fully knowing this is likely not going to be a battle for him. That he could be really heading into some kind of good point at, and maybe even emerging victorious out of. In the end, this is gonna be right now finishing for Joe quite fine, as apparently Too Fast didn't feel really comfortable fighting in there against all the spearmen added in and the Sphinxes, so very well done by Joe. And of course right now the combination of Joe and Shelty is gonna be definitely too much for the yellow player, and well, we're gonna be just waiting when they are gonna be breaching the defenses and right now going fully into the enemy bases. So Miriam Ufsak is gonna be right about now Lone Wanderer. It's going to be Too Fast. The Murmillo so far not have any kind of upgrades yet. As for Joe, we probably don't expect any kind of upgrades either. And he even advanced through Sekhmet. Can see he's gonna be continuing with Scarabs right after. Where is he even a temple? There. Okay, so he's still continuing actually with Sphinxes. So that was only the free Scarab. Seems to be really interested in only the Sphinx raiding and some kind of spearman on top of that. So this is gonna be really quite a tough battle. As another TC is gonna be taken by Shelty. As a bit of an art is still continuing here all the way to the bottom. Whereas on the right flank, Brickhead is gonna be right now breaching the defenses. Shelty building the extra TC as we have been talking about it. And he is actually building... He has already built a TC inside his base as well. So he's going for full on 4. Full on 4 at least for the time being. So he's gonna break down definitely nearing into the heart of Hippophay's base, and it's not gonna be really anything all that nice as Hippophase is right now, though trying to basically counter attack him. Very well played. And it's gonna be quite interesting to see how actually Brickhead is gonna be reacting to it, because to be honest, the army seems to be slightly better for Hippophay. So I don't know if I've seen any kind of opposition here, so it's gonna be TC gone, and the army from Brickhead is slightly smaller, but it's definitely not bad either. You can see the Prometheans are gonna be making quite a bit of a difference, especially if they're gonna be targeted by the TC, for example. Because so far the TC is killing right now. It was killing the lions. Right now it's fully targeting all those Prometheans. You can see right now the towers are already in. So the TC is gonna be gone. You can see the TC through the top is being killed as well, as the little Prometheans are apparently no match for the Carnivora. So Promethean versus Carnivora, 0-1. Now, all the way here is gonna be just an important battle, which seems to be maybe slightly better for Teal, looking at the numbers. But Green is, of course, in his own base. He's gonna be having towers shooting at him as well. So therefore, not really all that much of a reason why he shouldn't be continuing with pursuing the Teal player outside of his base. And it's gonna be right now another TC for Shelty, just basically purposefully stealing right now from Logo James, who is trying to continue with something a bit more in there. As all the way to the top, the Sphinxes are raiding around with the Eclipse and trying to kill and destroy all the villages, maybe even the TCs altogether. But the Spearmen, they do have a bit of job there to do as well against all the hero Murmilos. All the way to the bottom, there has been basically a bit of a double attack, and the TCs are both kinda half health down. That was the Scarab. That was the Scarab that was basically sent forward. And who's gonna be right now advancing into the next age? So far, Sacred gets von Joe, but Brickhead, he is already coming for Thea, at least for the time being. So, should be probably able to stabilize the situation in the middle, but looking at the Kato Ballistae from Hippophae, it doesn't seem to be all that ensured. You can see even medium infantry already for Green. Teal is having the same, he doesn't have any extra upgrades. But problem from Green is that he's not advancing into the next age yet. Yep, he's not, and therefore Brickhead is gonna be getting quite a solid technological advantage. Shelty is gonna be continuing with its raiding all across the map, gonna be right now even destroying Hippophae's back TC and putting him into, yeah, quite an impossible situation, even against the birdies here. And of course, he's gonna be resulting into Hippophae having right about now only 0. The first TC and the main TC is gonna be so far made, or rather, quickly make a bit later. Now, Shelty's boom, yeah, at all those 6 TCs is definitely gonna be quite strong, especially if he's gonna be, for example, heading into Ragnarok a bit later. Yeah, Hippophae got completely destroyed right now from the back in there, and Go James right about now asking for the players to be going easy on him. And then it seems like this battle is still gonna be fairly interesting, at least here for the next seconds. As otherwise, without the economy to support that by Hippophae, whereas Brickhead has been at 2 TCs for quite a long time, he should be able to really not really have all that many problems in how to outpower or rather overpower his opponent, especially with the military barracks right next to the front TC of his opponent and pretty much right next to his base as well. In the meantime, there's gonna be a lot of blue and yellow fighting each other in the base of Too Fast. It seems like the Sphinxes are gonna be, of course, the building destroyers, and right about now even unit destroyers, as apparently the Valors are already gone. They certainly are. There's still gonna be one shockwave a bit later, potentially available for him. But in the meantime, this is just gonna be right now confirming that Joe is gonna be having the upper hand, but he probably should be also getting rid of the towers here and there, as they're not exactly the easiest right about now. Yeah, on his units, he's gonna be right now using even his villages coming forward. Basically, what Logo James did a bit earlier in the game, he's right now gonna be doing a bit later, and of course, completely punishing his opponent with Son of Osiris coming forward. Not even the full health Pharaoh, he just literally doesn't care. He's gonna be apparently trying to destroy the tower. Doing quite a decent damage, about like 50 damage into it. 40-50 damage, definitely not bad at all, because he's doing melee damage. He's not doing any kind of pierce damage. And well, the Teal army right now gonna be heading somewhere. No, it almost seemed like that he could be actually heading into the R here. Those 2 villages hidden inside and in complete safety. Yeah, well, they're gonna be there. This is actually Deities of Death. Oh, right now I get it. Yeah. Okay, this is a middle finger, right? It's supposed to be like that, and Deities of Death. Yeah, well, that's not exactly all that nice of him. Not entirely certain why he would be even trying to play in the game if he actually doesn't want to be playing it or something like that. Yeah, well, he's gonna be punished for that by Deities of Death quite fully. The complete another ownage pretty much in here. As all the way here in the yellow base, the TC is gonna be finally gone. And that's gonna be resulting in the Son of Osiris apparently still surviving, but there is one sneaky tower still shooting at him. And you can see that yellow is paying attention and trying to destroy him there altogether. As all the way here on the right flank is gonna be Brickhead finding the back TC and killing all the army. And of course, since there is nothing else, just this right about now waiting for Hippophae, who was able to get into the next age in the end. Well, he was there a bit early, obviously. Just right now dawned on me that he is in the heroic age a whole lot longer than I thought a bit earlier because of the birdies. Even faster than Brickhead. So sorry about that in there. In that lapsus in the commentary. Now, yeah, well, Shelty right now asking if he did good, and yeah, he definitely did. Gonna be even taking the 8th DC already, as he's taking everything that is not tied or chained to the ground, it seems apparently. And it's gonna be right now the back TC and the attack of the villagers, and he seems to be getting at least a 45 TC, but he shouldn't be quick enough against those heavy Ursarks with double bronze and copper already on them. It should be just a bit too much for Too Fast to handle at this point. So this is gonna be right about now Too Fast resigning with a few more turns all the way to the top for Logo James, who might be having still a few resources maybe to even advance into the heroic age, but it's gonna be taking a bit, as those two farmers are gonna be, of course, taking all the time in the world to be gathering all that many resources, as Vortex is gonna be cast all the way to the top, and it's gonna be, of course, a bit of a respite for Green, who will potentially have some kind of claim on the middle TC if he wants to. They will have to go through the Thin Frost Giant first and foremost, as they will concentrate with even a few Heka Gigants, obviously, at this point. He's gonna be completely destroying Logo James, and all the way to the top. He's gonna right about now going to be Shelty with even a 9th TC, and there is potentially still a 10th waiting for him. Maybe even 11th, maybe even 12th, still coming forward, as Logo James is going to be right now losing the TC that he has started with, and there are even a few villages still being pursued all the way to the top, with him resigning, and Hippofate, last player with the TC standing, with a few Dryad trees as well, and he maybe will want to get even into a Hecate, as he's gonna be apparently able to do so with the one Thin Frost Giant bravely going into the enemy base. And yeah, well, he at least does get this kind of important spot for him. Shelty is gonna be coming for him, and all the Vortex is probably gonna be coming there quite quickly. Yeah, well, they right now going into the roads where nobody wants to go. And trying to destroy those two farmers in there. And there's the Vortex exactly behind the enemy army. Nicely cast by Brickhead. Now punishing Hippofate. And of course even sending him into the Ragnarok from his opponent. It's gonna be quite a massive one in here at this point. As you can... bit of a Tartarian Gate. And it's gonna be right now cast from the green player on his home base, so that he can be potentially at least getting a few units forward for some kind of assault against the army that is coming for him. But yeah, well, the punishment is gonna be definitely quite real. Okay, now I hope I lose, or you lose, because of all those taunts. But yeah, well, the decline and defeat is absolutely inevitable. So it's gonna be a 2-0 victory for the Teeth of Death against TMB in the first round. And yeah, well, it wasn't exactly what maybe we were expecting all that much, but it still should be quite a lot better in the next rounds, and I'm expecting from both teams when TMB are gonna be playing matches that are gonna be comfortable with. And Ladies of Death, it's kinda nice that they actually still took it seriously. They didn't exactly want to be underestimated and anything all that much. It's definitely a good approach, because I cannot count the times when something got overconfident and suppose underdogs actually defeated them. Yeah, well, close series, definitely. Definitely indeed. So let's check into the post game and potentially see if there is some other game to be caught, for example between F2 and VKTB still. Okay, so I'm Joe. Well, of course, he was the one who was booming. So why not? Yet again, he actually got the same amount of villages for Go James as in the first game, 17. Exactly, literally the same. Even some resources distributed by Shelty in the end. Probably to Brickhead, I would be guessing. As Joe probably didn't need it all that much. And the Ragnarok was from about 120 to 0. So about like 120 Ragnarok at the very end. It was probably fully upgraded, right? No, it wasn't. It was actually all bronze. So still could have done better for the punishment. But I guess he actually thought it was enough. Yeah, having so many units altogether at the end. About like 160 altogether. Even the normal army in there. Alright, GG.